All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down Delta's latest financial report. But trust me, this is not just about a bunch of numbers. What we're looking at here is a fundamental, historic shift in how an airline actually makes its money. It's a story that really changes the way you should think about the whole business of flying.
So let me just start by throwing a question out there. It might sound a little bit out there, but it is at the very heart of everything we're talking about today. What if the main cabin, the part of the plane where most of us actually sit, what if that just wasn't the main business anymore?
Because, well, that's not a hypothetical question anymore. According to Delta's brand new numbers, we've just officially crossed a massive tipping point. The moment where that question became a reality, it just happened.
I mean, just look at these numbers. They tell an absolutely incredible story. For the first time ever in its history, in the last quarter of 2025, Delta made more money from its premium seats, we're talking first class, Delta One, the works, than from the entire main cabin. And look at the trend. Premium revenue jumped up 9%, while main cabin revenue actually dropped by 7%. This isn't just a small tweak, it's an earthquake for the industry. So, you gotta ask, what's going on here? Why is this happening now? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is this thing economists are calling the K-shaped economy. And it's pretty simple, really. Imagine the letter K. The top arm is going up. That's the more affluent folks spending more and more on premium experiences. The bottom leg, though, is going down. That's more budget-conscious people pulling back. And Delta, they are betting everything on that top arm of the K.
Okay, so how exactly did they pull this off? Believe me, this was not an accident. It's a very deliberate, multi-billion-dollar strategy. Let's open up their playbook and see exactly what they've been up to.
See, they didn't just jack up the prices and call it a day. No way. They poured money into making it feel worth it. We're talking about incredible, exclusive Delta One lounges like a JFK and LAX, where you get full-on restaurant service. They've created all these different seating tiers to give you more reasons to upgrade. And it's the smaller stuff too. Better service and rolling out free, fast Wi-Fi. The point is, you're not just buying a seat anymore. You're buying a whole premium experience.
And it is clearly working. The demand is absolutely there. The CEO, Ed Bastian, has come right out and said it. 2026 is already off to a flying start. And it's not just corporate travel, it's high-end leisure customers too. They are convinced this isn't some passing fad. This is the new normal.
But here's the thing. Selling those fancy seats, that's only half the story. The other half, the real powerhouse humming away behind the scenes, has way less to do with actually flying and a lot more to do with what's in your wallet. And that's the loyalty engine.
Just get a load of this number. $8.2 billion. That is how much money Delta's partnership with American Express brought in during 2025 alone. Let that sink in for a second. That's not from selling tickets. That's from their co-branded credit card. It is an absolute cash machine.
So when you put all that together, the loyalty income plus the premium seat revenue, you end up right here, 60%. A full 60% of Delta's business is now coming from something other than a standard economy ticket. The takeaway here is huge. Delta has basically insulated itself from the brutal, razor-thin price wars of selling cheap seats. It's a whole new ballgame. And if you want something to really help you wrap your head around the scale here, try this on for size. The total amount of money people spend on those Delta Amex cards is getting close to 1% of the entire gross domestic product of the United States. Yep, 1% of the whole U.S. economy. That's not just an airline loyalty program, that's a financial behemoth.
Okay, so this strategy is obviously making a ton of money. But what does that actually mean for the company's financial health? Well, it means they've been able to build what they call a fortress balance sheet.
In 2025, this whole strategy generated a record $4.6 billion in free cash flow. That's just pure cash left over after all the bills are paid. And what did they do with it? They turned around and paid down $2.6 billion of their debt, which makes the whole company way more stable and resilient.
This number right here, 2.4x, that's their gross leverage ratio. Now, you don't need to be a Wall Street analyst. All you need to know is that for this number, lower is better. And 2.4x is a really, really good number. It's a signal that Delta's finances are in fantastic shape. And here it is, the ultimate seal of approval. Delta has now earned an investment-grade rating from Moody's, S&P, and Fitch. Getting that stamp of approval from all three big agencies is a massive vote of confidence. It's the financial world giving you a gold star, telling the market this business model is built to last.
So you've got a winning strategy, you're flush with cash, your books are clean. So, where do you go from here?
Let's take a peek at how Delta plans to fly into the future.
Well, they are definitely not slowing down. Their forecast for 2026 is incredibly optimistic. They're projecting around 20% growth in earnings and another massive year of free cash flow, somewhere between $3 and $4 billion. Their leadership is clearly confident that this premium strategy has a lot more room to run.
And they are putting their money where their mouth is. They've placed this huge order for new Boeing 787 Dreamliners, but here's the detail that connects everything back together. These new planes are specifically designed with a premium heavy cabin. That means more real estate for the front of the plane and less for the back. They are literally building their future fleet around this new, premium-focused reality.
Which, of course, leaves us with one final and pretty big question. As this K-shaped world continues to split travel between luxury and budget, are we heading for a future where all the innovation, all the investment, all the focus from major airlines is only on the front of the plane? It's a huge question about what the future of flying is going to look like for everyone.